Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Now, I know what you're thinking. Malik, why are you doing this on a Wednesday? Don't you usually do this on a Friday? Why are you being abnormal? Well, this is another one of those weird times where a movie opens midweek, so I have to make my prediction video midweek, which makes me go against my entire schedule, which is pretty annoying, and it's not going to get any better throughout the rest of the year. So, I'm not looking forward to that. But anywho, the movie we're going to be talking about today is Clifford the Big Red Dog. So as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So let's get to it. Pros: Clifford, based off, as the synopsis says here, the beloved scholastic book character, and it was I know it got a show on PBS, animated show, where it was about the adventures of Clifford. You know, this big demon red dog that was the size of a kaiju, and his owner was Emily Elizabeth, who had this weird, like the front of her hair was like a mustache. I don't know what was going on there. And then Clifford had his friends, his pals, and it was just kind of like a small little slice of life show. Like nothing high drama or high stakes or even memes. It's not like Arthur. Arthur is all about memes now. Clifford doesn't have that quality, but a lot of people have fond memories of the show. And so when the movie version, well, not when it was announced, but like when we start seeing images of it, people were interested, or at least some people were, because, nostalgia, right? They watched the show as a kid and then they look at it now and they're just like, oh, yeah, I remember that when I was a kid. They're making a movie of that. And I was one of those people because I watched Clifford when I was like super young on PBS. And so when I first saw pictures of this movie, I was just like, "Oh wow!" The nostalgia. I really felt that nostalgia because nostalgia is a powerful drug. It really is. I mean, I don't have that big of an attachment for Clifford. I have more of an attachment for other things, but Clifford isn't really one of them. But I still remember it. Anyway, I'm just rambling. So I think with this movie, it's gonna benefit from good old brand name recognition because Clifford is a recognizable brand. Sure, it's not like, when people think of PBS shows, most people automatically name Arthur. Arthur's their first pick. I think some other ones would be like Cyber Chase and is that shoot. There's Zaboomafoo. There's another. That's one I remember a lot. Some others that I can't think of right this Dragon Tales. Was Dragon Tales PBS? I think it was. There's a whole bunch I'm missing. I'm probably angering some people now by not mentioning their favorite PBS show, but please don't attack me in the comments. But yeah, brand name recognition I think will help this movie because this movie is either going to be seen by kids who know nothing about Clifford or adults or nostalgic adults who know everything about Clifford. And it's likely going to be a mix of those two audiences. So, yeah, brand name recognition, I consider a pro. So, that's pro number one. Pro number two, there is a lack of competition, at least direct competition. The last real family movie we got was Ron's Gone Wrong, and that made no money. So that's not even going to be a problem. And there won't be another family movie, coming out until Encanto. Yeah, Encanto. That's 2 weeks from now directly, on the 24th. Yeah, so Clifford has 2 weeks to make as much money as it can before and Kanto kills it pretty much. And yeah, I think it can make enough in, well, more than enough in like 2 weeks. So yeah. Anywho, direct competition is a non-factor, so that's a pro. Lack of direct competition will help it out. Okay, pro number three. Uh, well, I guess we can mention reviews. They're not terrible, which is, you know, weird because with a movie like this and how the trailers looked, you automatically assume the worst. I assumed the worst because, although there have been too many PBS shows, in fact, the only one we really got was another Clifford movie, funny enough. It was called Clifford's Really Big Movie. It was like an '04. Nobody watched it. That's all we got. But like when we're talking about live action CGI hybrid adaptations, like your Garfields, your Alvin and the Chipmunks, your Yogi Bears, your Smurfs. We're talking about those movies. Those your underdogs. That's another one. Scooby Doo. Okay, the live action Scooby Doo's with Matthew Lillard. Okay, we're not even gonna mention those. Those do not deserve criticism. Those are underrated in my eyes. We can just not even talk about them. Those movies are low key classics. Every other movie I mentioned is not. They're all terrible. And it built like a really bad reputation to the point where if any of these movies came out based off anything, people assumed the worst. Naturally so. And this movie, its reviews aren't terrible. It's like at a 57% last I checked on Rotten Tomatoes, which is leagues and bounds ahead of all those other movies. Your Smurfs, Garfields, Alvin and the Chipmunks, Yogi Bears, etc. It's way better than those. So, and it's not like a deal breaker for parents. I mean, if this was like in the teens, review wise, then they would be like, nope, nope, nope. I'm not going through this torture. I'm just gonna let my babysitter, you know, drop him off at the theater, so I don't have to deal with it. But what reviews the way they are now, it'll be like, eh, it won't be too painful. I guess I can watch this, and that's important because kids don't buy the tickets, parents do. All right, so I guess the movie not being as bad as people thought it would be considered a pro. I would consider it a pro. And because of that, parents won't want to shoot themselves while watching the movie, unlike some of these other movies like Alvin and the Chipmunks. I don't even want to imagine what parents were feeling when they were watching those movies because their 6-year-old wanted to watch it so bad. Oof. Yikes. But yeah, that's a pro right there. Reviews aren't terrible. So, yeah. What other pros can I think of? Can't think of anything else. Well, this is neither a pro or a con, really. It's about its release strategy. It's going to be on Paramount Plus and theaters same day, exactly like the Paw Patrol movie, which came out 3 months ago. Had the exact same strategy. But with Clifford, it was a lot more weird because Clifford was supposed to come out in September. Then it got removed entirely from the schedule due to fears of the Delta variant, right? And then very recently, they put it back on the schedule for November, and then they gave it the Paramount Plus theater whole treatment. And yeah, and another reason why all that even happened was because at the time, the main target, the target audience for this movie, ages 5 through like 12, couldn't get vaccinated, so there was a worry that a lot of kids' movies were going to get screwed because of this. Didn't quite happen. And now guess what? Kids that age can get vaccinated. So we don't that's not even a factor anymore. Like it's not going to hurt the movie anymore. And Paw Patrol had to deal with that, but that survived. Paw Patrol survived a lot. It had to deal with the whole vaccination crisis, the whole Delta variant crisis, and the fact that Regal Cinemas wouldn't play the movie because of the day and date release. I just checked with Clifford; they're allowing it to play in their theaters. Like, I don't know what made this movie so special in comparison to Paw Patrol, but they allowed it to, play in theaters. So, so this movie has an advantage, at least a bit of an advantage. So I consider that not neither a pro or a con, the whole streaming aspect of it, because with Paw Patrol, it probably would have made that much anyway without Paramount Plus, and I don't think Paramount Plus is going to affect this too much unless a parent really doesn't feel like going out to see Clifford with their kids. So, um, yeah, that's neither a pro or a con. Okay, actual cons. Family movies. I mentioned this several times, many times actually. Family movies have not been doing hot at all in this time period. You know, I don't think there's been a single big family movie, or at least a successful one, a successful big one. We've had some minor hits, like Paw Patrol the movie, for instance, and Addams Family 2 to an extent. But we had a lot of duds too. Peter Rabbit 2, Boss Baby 2, Space Jam 2. All not cutting the mustard. I don't think this movie is going to be any different. I think it's going to be on the bit of the lower end. Well, I hope it's not on the lower end, but I feel like it will be. For a reason I'll explain later on. But yeah, the fact that family movies have been able to do that well is kind of a bad omen for Clifford. So I would consider that a con. The family movie market just not being there. Second con. This movie, its marketing has been very low key, which is strange. You think with a movie like this, they'd push it super hard. Like I know Paramount pushed Paw Patrol super hard. I mean, if you go into your local Walmart, you will see Paw Patrol movie merchandise somewhere. You're gonna see it, quite a few places because they pushed that movie like there was no tomorrow in the merchandise department and advertising too. This is a lot more low key. It's a lot more quiet, which is not good. So yeah, you know, yeah, it's weird. I've been seeing more ads for Encanto, and that doesn't come out till 2 weeks. But granted, that's a Disney Thanksgiving movie. Of course, they're gonna push it. Why wouldn't they? With this, it feels like it feels like they care, but they don't care enough. You know what I mean? I mean that's the vibe I'm getting. So yeah, I would consider that a con. Lackluster marketing, a con. Another con. I already mentioned this. Encanto. When that comes out in 2 weeks, this movie is going to die. It's gonna die a brutal death because Encanto is likely going to take away a lot of its screens because Clifford will be old by then. Probably won't make that much money. And Encanto will be the talk of the town for at least a few weeks for the box office. So yeah, once Encanto hits, it's over. It's just over for Clifford. So yeah, I would consider that a con. A storm's a coming, and that storm goes by the name of Encanto. Oh, I didn't even mention this movie has like Like this movie isn't getting a whole lot of attention at all. Like even when the trailers hit, some people thought it was a little weird. Like Clifford's design was weird. I was one of those people. I thought Clifford they went the realism route with Clifford, which I thought was a bad idea because the Sonic movie originally tried that route, and look where that got him. Granted, this is nowhere near as bad as that. You can actually look at Clifford without puking, but it still looks weird. It looks almost uncanny, like in a bad way. And then also the fact that Clifford's way too small. He feels like he should be much bigger because in the show he was quite big. Again, he was like the size of a kaiju. In this movie, he just feels like I don't know, four times the size, three to four times the size of an average human. So not that impressive. But yeah, there was no big internet backlash, or internet firestorm, or anything surrounding Clifford. In fact, most of the attention now is on the Eternals. It's on Ghostbusters Afterlife. It's on Spider-Man No Way Home. Those are the movies people are talking about right now, not Clifford. And Clifford comes out today, technically. So that's not good. So I would consider that a con right there. A lack of attention, which goes into lackluster marketing too. I think that's it. Well, I guess, I could talk about star power, but I don't think it really matters here, at least not too much. But I can say, oh yeah, live action family movies. They have we don't see too many of those nowadays. It's mostly, animated based, not live action. And the live action ones we do get tend to be pretty damn terrible. Anyone remember Playing with Fire with John Cena? Yeah, no. No one should remember that movie. Ugh. And funny enough, not only was that movie also from Paramount, it came out literally this exact freaking weekend back in 2019. It's really weird. But yeah, I just want to mention that. So that's a con. Not only are live action family movies basically extinct, they're not in a good place either. So, uh, yeah. Anywho, all right, opening weekend. This is going to be difficult because it's opening on a 5-day weekend, right? Because if that wasn't hard enough, the particular dates surround this movie is going to make the box office look very wonky. Because on Thursday, not Wednesday, Thursday is November 11th. You want to know what day that is? Veterans Day. And with that holiday, it means kids are out of school, which is going to be a boon for Clifford for obvious reasons. I didn't even mention that with the pros. This movie, its release date is smart because sure, Wednesday its box office is going to be non-existent. All right, that's a given because kids are still going to be in school, so that won't be surprising. But Thursday, that Veterans Day Thursday, will really determine where it lands for the weekend. If it does really well on Thursday, uh, then it'll only mean good things for the weekend. If it does bad on Thursday, the movie's doomed. So Thursday is a make or break day for Clifford. And in the past, Veterans Day has been very good to family movies. Obviously, they would benefit the most. They get the biggest boost out of any movie. So again, Thursday is going to be make or break time for Clifford. But here's what I'm going to go with. So for the, I don't know, I might be a little too optimistic, but I don't know if, you know what, let's just do it. For the 3 day, so Friday, Saturday, Sunday, the traditional weekend, I'm going to say 15 million, maybe 15 for the 3 day, and then for the 5 day, I'm gonna say, I don't know, 20 million. I think I'll make like $1 million Wednesday, and then, or maybe like 1.5 or something, something small Wednesday, and then Thursday it'll get a huge boost by, I don't know, it'll make like $4-ish million. And then the rest of the weekend will go as normal. And then I think it'll make 20 for the 5 day weekend. I could be wrong. It could do better. It could do worse. At this point, why even try? It's, it's predicting movies is a lot harder than it used to be. I can tell you that. And then it's total, I don't know. uh 50 million, maybe more than that, maybe less. 45 to 50 million. That's what I'm going with. That's what I'm comfortable with. All right. So, yeah. That's Clifford. So, I'm debating whether I should do a prediction video for Belfast because it's like in less than 600 theaters. I don't cover those ever, really. But I don't know. Should I? I'll probably I probably will, even though I won't have much to say on it. But yeah, expect a Belfast video on Friday, and then that'll be it for the week and the weekend. And the next week we deal with Ghostbusters Afterlife and King Richard, and then a bunch of Thanksgiving movies. So things will get a lot more exciting then. But yeah, anywho, yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? I got a playlist on the homepage of all previous prediction videos I made this year, all the family ones: Space Jam 2, Boss Baby 2, Adam's Family 2, Peter Rabbit 2, Tom and Jerry, Ray and the Last Dragon, uh, darn, Ron's Gone Wrong, Paw Patrol, the movie. I covered all of them pretty much. So if you want to know my thoughts on all those movies, you can go right ahead. There's also uh the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. I covered Clifford quite a few times on the canceled series, way more than I thought I would, because this movie was supposed to come out like last year, this exact weekend, hilariously enough. And I covered Clifford approximately 4 times on the canceled series. The third time I talked about was part 72. That is one of the most viewed canceled episodes ever. Mainly because I talked about Clifford getting just yeeted from the schedule and how it could lead to like a, this sign that, oh no, this Delta variant's going to kill the rest of 2021. That obviously didn't happen. But I'm sorry about the screen there. Uh, you know, yeah, that happened. And, a lot of people watched it. Why? I don't know. People really like Clifford, I guess. But if you want to watch those episodes, it's part 16, 57, no, 67. Is that a 60? 67, 72, and 82. Those are the episodes I directly mentioned Clifford. So if you want to watch those episodes, you can go right ahead. There's also box office recaps where I go over box office results for any particular month. I just did the October recap a bit ago, a couple days ago. So you want to know my thoughts on all those movies? You can go right ahead. November recap will come out till first week of December, maybe second week of December. So it'll be a long while before you see that. So, but look forward to it. Stay tuned. But if you want to watch any of the past recap videos I made, you can go right ahead. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.